Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nefertiti, and you can find me on the web at onebodywm.com. I am a spiritual life coach and mind-body instructor. So I wanted to talk to you today about receiving. What does it mean to be in a state of allowing? Because we've been conditioned to believe that we have to work really hard for what it is we want. And we've been conditioned to get into fear and worry and to focus on the lack of whatever it is that we want and need. And it's a very insidious thing because it's happened for a very, very long time. And you don't often know that you're in a state of not allowing until you actually think about what you're thinking about, right? So let's say, for example, you need to manifest a certain amount of money, right? The universe is abundant, infinite, right? We know this. We know this. So it's ludicrous for us to believe, first of all, that there's not enough, that there's scarcity, because we know that the universe is abundant. But how do we tap into that? I believe that it's exactly the opposite of what we've been taught. So instead of having to be driven and I'm going to do it no matter what, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, I don't care what happens, I don't care what I have to do. As opposed to thinking that way, I feel like it's more valuable to be in a state of relaxation. And however you can get to that state of relaxation, releasing the need to the universe. I like what Abraham says, the best way to get into a state of receiving is to distract yourself, right? I'm paraphrasing, but to not think about it. And that is the easiest way, is to distract yourself, to go do something else that's going to engage your mind and shift your thinking away from the lack of what it is that you have, because that's so easy to do. Negativity is so easy. It's so easy. Again, it's our conditioning. So we have to be mindful of our thoughts. And a lot of times those thoughts are not even ours, especially if you're empathic, right? We're picking up the thoughts from the collective. We're actually tapping into thoughts and ideas and concepts that we picked up along the way, way from childhood, right? From the well-meaning adults in our lives who didn't know any better themselves, most likely. So how could they teach you any differently? And so you ask for what you want, but before you do that, you release the need for the lack, the poverty, whatever it is that is in your life that you don't want in your life. A lot of times we can't manifest what it is that we want because there's something else in that space. And energetically, only one thing can be in a space, right? Because energy is always moving and changing and shifting. So I release the need for lack. I release the need for not having a relationship, whatever it is that you are missing in your life. Release the need. I feel like if you can release that, you can also release the control aspect. Just saying, I surrender this to you, the universe. Call on your angels and guides. I surrender, okay? I'm giving you this lack, this what I'm perceiving as a void, for healing and transmutation. Then the next step is to be very clear on what it is that you do want, because you need something to focus on, right? We live in a third dimension. A lot of things that we are interacting with on a daily basis are physical. So we need a point of focus. I accept abundance now. I accept a wonderful new relationship. And here's one other thing. Let's say, for example, you need groceries, or, like I've been in a situation where I didn't know how I was going to buy diapers for my son, a lot of things, right? Just, I didn't have the money. I didn't have what it is that I needed. And so I was focused on the money, getting the money, when really what I needed were the diapers. What I needed was the groceries. What I needed was the car. It's not the money, you see, because You'll focus on the money, it'll come in, and you might end up spending that money on something else because you're not being clear, right? And the universe has millions, trillions, probably, of ways that they can help you to get what it is that you need. You know, somebody could gift you a car, which happened to me, right? I've been given diapers, resources where I could go get diapers when I was really just poor and me and my son were homeless in the shelter. And I remember that. I remember the point when I shifted my focus, because it's hard to remember sometimes when you're in a state of panic, you're dealing with, you know, the fear and the tension, and then that can become your point of focus and you forget what it is that you know to be true, which is to focus on what it is that you want, and only that. And it requires work. You have to constantly arrest your thoughts, right? Constantly. And you do whatever you need to do. Like I've been to the point where I had to put Post-its all around my house, where I had to record my voice and play it back to myself over and over and over and over again. It's the same thing they do with mind control, right? They put imprints into your mind, they repeat ideas to you, and then these ideas get planted into your subconscious. And we know that a lot of our behavior, most of it, stems from the subconscious, right? So knowing this, you can use this as a tool. And so that's what I did. I had to be in a place where I can remember who I am, how powerful I really am. Because again, when you're in that panic, that state of tension and stress, it's hard to remember. You feel small, you feel inadequate, right? But if you have those reminders around you of what's really true, it'll help. So yes, I believe it does require some effort in that regard, to constantly call yourself back and think about what you're thinking about, and repeat affirmations over and over and over and over and over again until they become a belief, because that's what a belief is. It's nothing but a thought that's been repeated and rolling around in your mind. And then what we think about expands. What we think about, we see in our reality. And the universe is only going to support you. So if you're thinking about lack, if you're thinking about what it is that you don't have, that is going to expand, because the universe supports you in whatever thoughts you choose to think or believe, right? The universe is pure love, unconditionally. We're the ones that get emotional and dualistic, because that's the nature of the third dimension that we live in, of this reality. But if we're going to shift higher, if we're going to move up, right, in this ascension process, then I feel like this is something that we have to understand, is allowing ourselves to receive, trusting the universe. And you do whatever you need to do. If that means you don't tell anybody what it is that you are, thinking about manifesting into your life. Now, I'm not saying don't ask for help when you need it. If you know somebody can help you and they can do it easily, it's not going to be an issue with them trying to judge you or whatever, then I say go for it. But I don't know, I can just speak from my experience that the people that were in my life that I thought cared about me, that would tell me, oh, you can ask me for anything and, I'll be there for you. This is when I was good, right? When I had all the, I was making almost 6 figures. This was before I had my son. And, that was what they were saying to me. But when I fell, and I fell hard, they were nowhere to be found. Either they were nowhere to be found, or they tried to help me, but they were basically, I was mirroring back to them their inadequacies, their fears, right? So they couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. And it's okay. I understand now. So I can forgive them, forgive and release. Some of people I forgave, but some people I had to release. But being in a state of allowing and receiving is kind of foreign to a lot of us. So allow yourself to relax, Release whatever it is that you need to release, and then ask for what you want and be very clear and specific. If it is money that you want, ask for the money. But 9 times out of 10, it's not the money that you want. It's the freedom. It's whatever it is that you think the money can buy for you. So that's what you need to focus on, because then that opens up the pathway, right? That opens up a lot of pathways for the universe to bring to you what it is that you want. And then you relax and trust. And you can look back, right? You can look back on all the times that the universe has come through for you. I like to say that God is never, ever late, but he's usually not early, because our faith needs to be stretched, right? We're expanding, we're ascending. And I feel like our faith, our trust in the universe is a part of that expansion. And in this third dimension, the lessons that we have to learn come through experience. There's not too many things that people can tell us and we take heed to it. Simple things like, I tell my son, for example, like, watch out for cars, or don't do that, because it's dangerous. Yeah, he believes me. But when it comes to the more complicated, organic types of things that we go through in life, it's the experience, the direct experience that we have, okay, that connects us to the knowing. And so thinking about the times when I was homeless and when I was, pregnant and by myself, and I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. And, I was really upset with myself because I didn't have what I needed. When I shifted my focus from the money to what it is that I want, so many doors opened for me. And because I was in a state of relaxation, I was able to see the open doors, because that's another reason to relax, right? And to expand your scope. If you're focused on things coming to you in a certain way, then you've pretty much pushed out all of the millions of ways that things could come to you, right? So I hope this video was helpful for you. I know a lot of us are in that place right now of the unknown, because we have a lot of energy floating around, right? We've got a portal opening. We've got, Saturn and Pluto and the Jupiter-Neptune square. So these are very challenging energies for some of us, and it can wear us out, make us feel like we're not doing what we're supposed to do. But I'm going to quote my boy, Feel Good. I love his channel, by the way. He said that you are exactly where you need to be. Otherwise, you would be elsewhere. I love that, because it makes sense, and it will help you to relax. When you can remember that, it'll help you to relax, because you're exactly where you need to be. I'm exactly where I need to be. And it takes practice. It takes practice. That's the work, to constantly think, all of my needs are met. I allow myself to receive. All of my needs are met. I allow myself to receive. You repeat that over and over and over and over again, training your mind to only think that way. All right? So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.